looking at that game, the Ravens 100% outplayed the Bills. It wasn't even close. You can give the Bills credit for forcing all the turnovers. You can give them credit for making the plays when they had to. But when we look at the turnovers that the Ravens had, one was Lamar fumbling a ball that he wasn't touched on. It was just him making a mistake, a ball slipping out of his hands. Mark Andrews barely getting hit. Mark Andrews dropping a ball in the end zone for the two-point conversion. As bad as they played, it came down to a two-point conversion, which is crazy to think. And the Bills, they made the plays they needed to, but overall, I think it was more the Ravens just making mistakes. Yeah, I'm going to be on the Chiefs' money line here. The Chiefs may not have the best stats in the NFL. If you take away their logo and just look at the numbers, it'd probably be a bottom of the top third teams in the NFL across the board. But they find ways to win. They win big games. That's something you can't quantify with a statistic. And if Mahomes does go out and win 3 in a row, he's going to become the Michael Jordan of the NFL and maybe even surpass Brady coming up very soon. So I think the Kansas City Chiefs are very motivated coming into this game. And just a trend here, when you look at top seeds in the conference championship, they're 20-5 since 2003. I don't really want to go against that stat, against history. And personally, I would rather lose money betting on Mahomes than go against him here. I think the Chiefs look really good right now. Travis Kelce, playoff Kelce, is going to show up big here, and the Chiefs are going to find a way to win because the Bills just simply don't have the team to walk at Arrowhead and win this game. I just think Mahomes owns Allen in the playoffs, and we're going to see that history repeat itself. I think you got to go with Travis Kelce over 68.5 receiving yards here. He's exceeded this line in 14 straight playoff games. They call him Playoff Travis here. Coming off a 7-catch game, 117 yards and a touchdown against the Houston Texans. He was phenomenal. And when you look at the Texans defense and you look at the Texans overall, people are giving the Chiefs a little bit of flack for not being able to dominate that game. But Houston has a really good defense. They have all season, and Kelce found a way to exploit it. Buffalo ranks 18th in defensive passer rating. They're 17th in total team yards allowed, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. Houston was a top 5 unit in those numbers. So I do think Travis Kelce is going to have a lot of opportunities this week. I also think Patrick Mahomes is going to look to his receivers a little more, but I still think Kelce is a huge part of the game plan. He's been very good against the Bills. We see it once again here, and he helps lead them to a win at Arrowhead. I'm going to lay the 6 points with the Eagles here. I hate to do it, but when you look at the statistics, if you make this a pure statistic-based bet, the Eagles are the right side. Now, Jaden Daniels can easily walk into this game and take it over and find a way to win it, but I think when you look at the Eagles right now, they are the better football team. The first 2 games, I don't take a lot from those just because Game 1, Jaden Daniels' first primetime game, Thursday Night Football in Philly. Really tough spot to be in. And then you go to the second game, the Eagles jumped out to a 21-7 lead. Then Jalen Hurts goes down with a concussion, and Washington finds a way to win that game, but they turn it over a million times. It was just a really interesting game, and I don't think we're going to see that script coming into this one. While Jaden Daniels plays unbelievable, the Philadelphia Eagles have an advantage on the offensive and defensive lines in this game. There's no doubt about it. Running the ball, they have a big advantage behind Saquon Barkley. And when you look at Saquon Barkley, he is going to be the focal point for the Eagles offense. It's not going to be Jalen Hurts. I'm not very impressed with Hurts right now. Daniels can outplay Hurts, but I don't know if anyone can stop Saquon Barkley. I mean, 130.5 yards for his rushing total on DraftKings is insane. And then you look at Washington, they rank 20th in defensive rusher rating, according to coldhardfootballfacts.com. They're not very good stopping the run here. So I think the Eagles can keep Daniels off the field by leading on Saquon Barkley here. And when I look at the 6.5-point spread, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a late touchdown by Philly that puts them in a position to cover here. It might be a backdoor cover by the Commanders, but I think we're going to see the entire game play out towards Philly dominating it. And for that reason, I can't necessarily take Washington plus 6.5 here. Yeah, 100%. I like this a lot more than I do Eagles minus 6.5. Again, if this hits and Saquon does go over his rushing total, which is very high, again, 130.5, I do like the Eagles to cover in this football game. But the reason I like the rushing attempts, it's a good pivot off the yards here. I will never take 130.5 for a rushing line. With that being said, Saquon probably needs to go over 130.5 for the Eagles to win and cover in this game. The attempts is 24.5. He's gone over in 4 straight games, and Philadelphia's significant advantage is on the ground. Again, Commanders ranked 19th in defensive rushing rusher rating, according to ColdHardFootballFacts.com, 16th in defensive hog index. And the Eagles are the 4th ranked offensive rusher rating unit in the NFL right now. So I think Philadelphia knows their ticket to the Super Bowl is behind Saquon Barkley here. Jalen Hurts can make the plays when he has to, but they're going to run the ball, especially if we get a little snow in Philadelphia this weekend. So look for Hurts to have a big game, or look for Barkley to have a big game.